Freediving gear 2025, what should you buy? Let's take a look at masks and snorkels, wetsuits, fins, and weights and belts. Let's start with Decathlon. In this case, it is decathlon.ph. Why not decathlon.com? Because decathlon.com does not sell freediving gear. So you have to go look at your specific country Decathlon shop. Here we have a freediving and spearfishing mask from Subea. So that's a label they sell in Decathlon. So spearfishing or freediving, the characteristics mainly comes down to low volume. So a low volume mask is a freediving mask. When we say low volume, what are we talking about? We're talking about the airspace in between the glass, the lenses, and your face. So you can see left and right eye is divided here, as opposed to, for instance, a scuba mask where it is just one piece. So for freediving, there is always a bridge in between which separates the left from the right eye, which makes the airspace in between smaller. So low volume refers to the air in between. So this is a nice mask. I mean, there's many masks. I'm going to show you here the scuba mask, just so you know that this is what you should not buy for freediving. So when there is no bridge in between, and you can also see that the left and the eye and the left and the right eye are bigger, so there is more air inside. So don't buy the scuba mask. And this is more like a snorkeling mask for beginners, so I wouldn't buy this for freediving either. This is really like a low entry mask, so go with something like this. Then we go to Amazon, another big shop where you can buy freediving gear. Maybe you haven't thought about Amazon yet, but yeah, you can actually buy stuff there. So Cressy Super 8 freediving mask. Guys, it doesn't really matter what kind of freediving mask you buy. I'm just giving you a few examples here so you can see how it looks like and what is the price points. So again, low volume. Let's take a look at this one, also from Cressy. This is more a more well-known mask. So this kind of shape you will see a lot in freediving schools. This is a very popular mask, also from Cressy. Tidal freedive mask. There's many brands on the market now. So here we can see, so this is a difference in lens. So this is no longer a glass lens. So when we go back to the Cressy mask, this is from glass, the lens, which is more durable and also better visibility. This is plastic, and it even has like a coating on it against sunlight. So it means that visibility will probably be less, but the advantage of non-glass lenses, plastic lenses or whatever material, is that it becomes more flexible. And when it becomes more flexible, you can actually equalize better. So the difference between harder masks with glass lenses or more flexible plastic lenses is a trade-off between visibility and the ability to equalize. So the more flexible your mask is, the more it can compress as you dive deeper, and the easier it will be to equalize. And what do we have here? Another mask from Cressy. This is like the same shape as this one, right? So they sell masks a lot in combos with snorkels. So a snorkel for freediving, don't overthink this, it's just a tube, you know. So do not buy like scuba snorkels where there is a valve in here and with a lot of stuff on it. A freediving snorkel is the most simple snorkel ever. There's really nothing much we can say about this. Now let's take a look at Lazada. For those who are in Southeast Asia, Philippines, Thailand, Indonesia, you know about Lazada. So it's basically the Amazon of Southeast Asia. Here you can buy freediving gear as well. So as I said, they sell this in sets, mask and snorkel. So this again is a freediving mask, dive, shark, and there is so many different brands. So Cressy, that's the same one as we just saw. It ships from overseas, so that's something that you have to keep in mind as well. So when you are in Southeast Asia, some stuff is shipped from overseas and then it takes longer to get there. And here we have another pair of sets, masks and snorkels. So just choose something that you like, that maybe fits with your outfits, with your wetsuit, because it really doesn't matter much. The only thing you should take care of is that you actually buy a freediving mask and not a scuba mask. So scuba mask is like bigger volume. And then there is a difference between glass and plastic lenses. Let's take a look at Shopee, shopee.ph. So this is again the same one we saw from Decathlon. Wouldn't recommend it. What do we have here? Snorkeling set. It's 10 bucks, guys. It's 500 pesos. So it all depends if you are low on budget. But if you go too low, like 10 bucks for a mask, I wouldn't recommend this. And this one again is a scuba mask, so don't go for that one. And here we have a temu.com, not really sure from where they exactly ship, so you should check that out. This mask here has like a GoPro, an action camera mount above the bridge. That is actually interesting if you want to shoot video. Now I have such a mask, I'm going to be honest about this, I'm not using it that much because I prefer holding the GoPro in my hands or asking someone else to shoot me. But hey, if you have other things you're holding in your hands or you don't want to hold a GoPro in your hands, you can try this mask. It's not bad at all. It's not perfect, but it's not bad at all. What else? Oh, the typical oval mask. So you might have seen this and asked yourself, why are we seeing this in freediving? So is this a mask that I would recommend for freediving? Of course not, because this is a high volume mask, a lot of air inside. But people, more women than men, they like to use this because it looks cool. So if you're not diving deep, or if you're diving just in a swimming pool, it looks cool, guys. If you have such an oval mask, it's a bit retro style looking. So you can try this for videos, for pictures, but don't use it for deep freediving. I mean, this is not gonna work. And then we have Alibaba.com. I'm sure you know that one. They have good products as well. So this is the same mask here with the mount. What do we have here? Oh, silicone mask. So these lenses are not from glass, so they are more flexible, which means it will help you in equalizing better. Now the visibility might be not that good as a glass lens, but most of the time that's not really a problem. So do I recommend such a mask? For absolute beginners, not, but if you have some experience, you might want to try this. And guys, it's 5.9 USD. I mean, come on. You might as well buy a couple of masks for this price, right? What else do we have here? These are glass lenses. Yeah, looks good, looks good. And this one is a set. No, I wouldn't recommend this. So these are snorkels that have too much stuff on. So the mask seems okay, but the snorkel, no, that's not the kind of snorkel you want to buy for freediving. And here we have Dive In Shop, also a well-known shop. I think they ship to the whole world, right? Yep. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is a pretty nice mask. Epsilon Free Zone Freediving Mask. I've never seen this before. This is pretty cool, low volume mask. Wow, I would like to have such a mask, to be honest. Looks cool, I've never seen this before. And this, oh, I had this mask and I still have them. This is the Salvimar Incredible Freediving Mask. Maybe you've seen one of my older YouTube thumbnails with this special mask on, either the transparent one or the black one, and you've asked yourself, wow, what is this mask? Well, it's this one. It's the Salvimar Incredible Freediving Mask. This is the most flexible mask I've ever tried on, and I love it. It's really awesome. It has a kind of futuristic look, especially the transparent one. So if you want to go fun diving, I wouldn't really recommend it because the visibility is not that good because of plastic lenses. But for deeper freediving, if you want to learn how to freedive deeper with a mask on, this will for sure help you. Freediver shop, also a shop that has been around for a long time. Dive In Micro Mask. What else? No, this one I would not recommend because this is no longer a freediving mask. Leaderfin's Black One Frameless Mask. Yeah, frameless mask. It's not a freediving mask, guys. It's low volume, so don't use this one. Odyssey Freediving. Yeah, looks good. Mask and snorkel fit. 74.75 USD. Awesome mask. And Molchanovs.com, of course, Molchanovs. Who hasn't heard of Molchanovs? Core freediving mask and snorkel bundle. So this is the typical mask from Molchanovs, different colors. These are typical Molchanovs colors, also the light blue and the pink, if you like pink. Otherwise, you just go for black, 60 bucks. And I included here the fluid goggles. This is an advanced gear. So as a beginner, don't buy this because you don't know how to use this, and this is stuff that requires quite some expertise. But for the more advanced freediver, if you use goggles, you also have to use a nose clip, of course, because you can't close your nose because the mask closes your nose. So if you're using goggles, then you need to use that together with a nose clip. So what is special about fluid goggles? Well, the fact that there is water inside. So inside of the goggles, there will be water. So before you dive down, you open them up a bit. So scoop a bit of water so you get water inside. Why is that? Because if you go deeper, the pressure from the water will compress the air inside and you will get an eye squeeze. So the ice will get sucked out of their eye socket. So of course this is something you want to avoid. So that's why there needs to be water inside. So this is clear fluid goggles from Octopus Freediving with lenses on here that correct your vision. You have to use this together with a nose clip. We have Aqualung, also a well-known brand. Sphera mask, yeah, maybe a mask for a bit more advanced freediver. For a beginner, I would just go with a normal mask. This mask is a little bit flexible, so it will help you in equalizing better for deeper dives. And then we go to wetsuits, back to Decathlon. What kind of wetsuit should you buy? Well, for beginners, honestly guys, it really doesn't matter that much. So the thickness of your wetsuit depends on how cold the water is. So in the Philippines, we use about 2 millimeters, 1.5 to 2 millimeters. I've dived with a 3 millimeter in Mallorca, in Spain, but only during summertime. So the colder the water gets, the thicker your wetsuit. So if the water gets colder, you use a 5 millimeter wetsuit. So yeah, you should basically have a different wetsuit for different kinds of temperatures. So if you're always diving in the same spot, then you can use the same wetsuit. But there is seasons, of course, so in wintertime it's going to be colder than in summertime. Most wetsuits, for beginners, you should use like a neoprene. It says neoprene. For more advanced freediving, we have like a smooth skin or open cell, but you should not bother too much about that as a beginner because this really doesn't matter. So just use a basic neoprene wetsuit. And for the ladies, we have this one. So yes, it should cover the legs and the arms because the more warm it is while you're freediving, the better you will relax and the better you will be able to hold your breath and also equalize. The moment you start getting cold, it doesn't work anymore. And then on Amazon, what is this called? Men's wetsuit, 3-2 millimeters for relatively warm waters. Yes, neoprene wetsuit. So just look for neoprene, guys. That's really all you need to know. This is a camouflage wetsuit which is used for spearfishing. Can you use it for freediving? Of course you can, but you don't need camouflage. You only need camouflage for spearfishing. Camo, neoprene. It says scuba diving, but you can use this for freediving. Oh, spearfishing, it also says spearfishing. Yep, neoprene. This one, ultra stretch 3 millimeter neoprene wetsuit. Lazada Seac is also a label that has been around for quite some time. Different sizes, so you can look up the sizes in the, most of the time they give like a size chart or a table. Freediving wetsuit, camouflage, so it's more like spearfishing. Wetsuit for freediving, scuba and snorkeling, 1.5 millimeter. So if you live in Europe, for instance, you're probably never going to use this inside of Europe. This is more for tropical destinations. Shopee Philippines, 2-piece. So not all wetsuits that come in one piece, so legs and torso together. Some wetsuits, they come in 2 pieces, which means the legs separately, so the trousers separately, and the upper part separately. It's easier to put on, that's for sure. So yeah, that could be a reason why you would buy a 2-piece. Camouflage neoprene. This also is a 2-piece. 1-pieces can be quite challenging to put on, to be honest. So if you want to go for comfort, buy a 2-piece. This seems to be a 1-piece again. 3 millimeter back zipper freediving wetsuit. Yeah, all looks good. Temu, 1,355 baht. Oh, because I'm in Thailand. So that's about, how much is that? 30 bucks? I wouldn't personally buy a wetsuit that costs 30 bucks, but that doesn't mean it's wrong, you know? Just be careful with 30 bucks wetsuits. But just because something is cheap, that doesn't mean it's bad quality. It looks good, man. And if it's only 30 bucks, then why not? I mean, as a beginner, you're gonna change gears anyway, you know? So let's say this is not really durable and you can only use it for a couple of months. Hey, it's only 30 bucks. Alibaba, open cell. Yeah, for beginners, open cell. Keep in mind that open cell is not easy to put on, and most people use a shampoo or something. just to make their legs and arms more slippery, so you can actually slip in, glide better into your wetsuit. So yeah, keep that in mind. It might actually be a pain in the ass to put on open cells. It all depends on the wetsuit, you know. For a beginner, it's not really necessary to have an open cell, so just stick to normal neoprene. Seaskin Custom Camouflage, 3, 5, and 7 millimeters. My personal opinion on all these wetsuits that are low budget and that you find on these shops like Alibaba or at Temu, if it's only 30, 40 bucks, just buy it, you know, and see if it actually is good quality. And if it's not, you can still use it. It will just not last that long, but who cares if it's only 30 bucks. Dive in, Mares. So this is a more established brand, Mares. So yeah, I'd recommend this one, Mares, 3mm freediving wetsuit. Cressy, of course, also established. So if you want to be sure you're buying something of quality, then go for the established brands like Cressy or Mares. There's others, of course. Freediver Shop, Leader Fins, also established. So Leader Fins has also good quality and quite affordable. Smooth Skin, okay, so this is no longer a beginner's wetsuit. That's why the price is higher, of course. A bath, 10,000 baht, so that would be like 250 bucks. If I calculate correctly. Smooth Skin is no longer the normal neoprene. Smooth Skin is a different kind of material. It's just smoother, so you glide better through the water. Is this important for a beginner? Absolutely not. This is more for deeper freediving or even competitive competition freediving. Elios Black Pro Tailor Made wetsuit. So most wetsuits, entry levels, they are not tailor-made, so they are not made on demand. So tailor-made means that you send the company your body measurements and then they make it according to those measurements, so tailor-made. Most wetsuits, they just have general sizes like small, medium, large, and that is good enough for a beginner. But if you want a tailor-made wetsuit, you of course are going to pay more. Odyssey Freediving Men's Essential 3mm wetsuit. Yeah, looks good, a lot of reinforcements. This looks like a solid wetsuit, and it also has a more solid price, $350. Everything comes down to price, guys. If you're buying a $50 wetsuit, you're not going to get the same quality as this one. Men's Ranger Green Essential, $350. So for a beginner, you don't need to spend that much money on a wetsuit. You can, of course, it's your choice, but you don't have to. Just go with an entry-level wetsuit, and you can always buy a more expensive one later on. If you just look at these wetsuits, you can already see that the quality is better than the other ones, right? And here we go for the more advanced wetsuits, 1.5mm. If you're a recreational freediver, you will probably never buy a 1.5mm wetsuit. This is only for competition freediving, because 1.5mm is really thin. So you might as well just not use a wetsuit, right? I mean, you'll get a bit cold faster, but it's doable. So this kind of wetsuit, 1.5mm, is only used for like competition freediving. Do we see a price here? No, but it will probably be above 300 bucks. Elios Smooth Skin Black Wetsuit. So Smooth Skin again is for competition freediving. This is a two-piece. Elios is a brand that makes wetsuits for the more advanced freediver. Men's Open Cell, this is a motionless one, 345 USD. Outside lined, so outside lined means a neoprene. Outside lined is the opposite of smooth skin. So when it's not lined, it is smooth skin on the outside, and when it is lined, it means it's more durable. It will last longer. It is not smooth skin. All right, now we go take a look at the fins Decathlon. Can you use this as an entry-level fin as a beginner? Absolutely yes, and I would even recommend these fins that are a little bit shorter actually, because you might think, hey, as a freediver I need long fins. Well, that's gonna not exactly help you as a beginner, because you have to learn how to become comfortable in the water yet with fins on your feet. And these fins here from Subea, I would actually recommend these ones for freediving. It's also like 30-40 USD, so very affordable. Very nice fins for beginners. So don't buy those long fins if you're an absolute beginner. And let's take a look at Amazon. These fins are a little bit longer, so I just said don't buy those long fins, but I was actually referring to the more expensive long fins, because these are long fins, but they're plastic ones, very affordable, about $100. But I can assure you, in other places, other shops, you can probably find them for cheaper, like 70 or 80 bucks. I would highly recommend these fins from Cressy, long freediving, soft and powerful fins. Just because they're plastic, that doesn't mean they are not powerful or they wouldn't be the best choice. These are one of the better plastic fins that are out there, and they were my first freediving fins. So yeah, this is a very good option, highly recommend this. Cressy, the same, soft full pocket, long blade fins. So they are both soft. So you want to go for soft fins as a beginner. The hard fins will make finning very difficult. And what do we have here? Mares plastic fins. All of these are very good options for beginners. Let's take a look at Lazada. They sell the same here, Mares. Octogear. I haven't seen those fins, but yeah, why not? They look pretty decent to me. Shopee, what do we have here? Yeah, looks decent to me, all good. So guys, there's such a wide variety on fins, especially for beginner fins. Don't overthink this, guys. Don't overthink this. Usually the fins that are a bit shorter are just more practical, because long fins are difficult to handle, you know, not only in the water but also traveling. So I personally like a bit shorter fins like these ones. Some of them even fit in your suitcase. And let's take a look what they have on Temu. Wow, this is different. This is different. Unisex lightweight swim fins. They are swim fins, so they are not freediving fins, but yeah, if you want to train in a pool, why not try this? It's 337 baht, so that's less than 10 USD. So why not try this, guys? This is awesome stuff to play around with in the pool. I love these things, to be honest. And shorter fins, this is 600 baht, guys. This is like 15 USD. And honestly, after 10 years of freediving, if I want to travel and I know I'm not going to do deep diving and I'm just going to play around a bit in the pool, I would go for this kind of fins, because they're cheap and they're easy to handle and they fit inside of your suitcase. It's only 15 bucks. They are decent and you can do everything you need to do in a pool with this. These are awesome training fins. So you don't need long fins to train in a pool. You can train perfectly with this kind of fins. And what do we have on Alibaba? Yeah, long fins. Personally, these brands that I don't know, I'm not really sure if I would buy it. It's 45 bucks. So for fins, for wetsuits, I would dare to buy $45 wetsuits, because what can go wrong with a wetsuit? Nothing. But in fins, I'm not sure if I would buy these $45 fins if they are like this. Are they actually carbon fins? Long blade, rubber long fins. Not sure if I would go for this. And here we are at Dive In again. Bootchat also has been around for a long time. So yeah, you know, this is quality. These are quality fins. Again, the Cressy fins. All of this is awesome material for beginners. Freediver shop, ultra fins, shorty fins. So when we say shorties, we mean short fins. And why would you buy shorties? Because it's easier to travel with. They fit in your suitcase. And you don't need long fins for every single thing you do in the water, guys. If you're doing deep dives, yes, you want long fins. But if you want to just train and not specifically go deep, or you want to train in a pool, short fins are a good choice. The thing with long fins is that everyone thinks they need long fins for freediving, and it's not true. If you swim 25-meter laps in a pool for training, you don't need long fins. You can perfectly do this with shorties, and you will actually train your legs better, because, well, it will be a tiny little bit more difficult with short fins because you have less power on the fins, but at the same time you train your legs better. So the purpose of training is to get better and stronger, right? And hold your breath longer. So yeah, short fins, good option. Ultra fins. So we got the short fins. Here we got the ultra fins. It doesn't say ultra long fins, it's just ultra fins. Deep power fins. Patos foot pockets. So foot pockets of Patos, they are good ones. More for the wider feet. I have quite narrower feet, so Patos foot pockets for me or a bit too wide. I prefer other ones. This is a bit of hit and miss with foot pockets, so you don't really know whether your foot is going to fit into a pocket. So the best thing you can do is try them on first if this is possible. So go to freediving schools, try them on. If you don't have the opportunity to go somewhere and try on foot pockets, yeah, just order them online, and if they don't fit, then you send it back. Odyssey Freediving Neptune long blade fins, $150. Seems good to me, seems high quality. These are plastic beginner fins, right? Yep. And let's take a look at the more advanced fins now. These are carbon fins. So for beginners, go with plastic. These are carbon fins, so it refers to the blade. So this is the foot pocket, and this is the blade. So the blade is carbon, a material that transfers the power of your legs better into a forward momentum. It's also more expensive, of course, so the carbon fins are like the higher tier fins. What do we have here? Leader fins, pure carbon fins, yeah, same. But leader fins are quite affordable actually. So if you want to go for carbon fins, if you're already in a more intermediate or advanced freediver, but you're low on budget, you might want to go for leader fins. Very affordable. Motionovs, $360. These are the blades only, so fins are usually sold with foot pockets and blades together in one piece, but you can also assemble them yourself. You can choose your own foot pockets and your own blades, so it doesn't necessarily have to be from the same company, although you do have to check whether they are compatible, whether the blade actually fits into the foot pocket. And this is advanced stuff. As a beginner, I would not go there. This is only for people who have been in the freediving world for a while, who have tried on several fins already, and then when you're an advanced freediver, you can start buying blades separately. Sport, bifins, blades, 3 carbon for advanced. And let's take a look at weights and weight belts. So not much to say about this. 1 kilo uncoated weight for freediving, pretty straightforward. Belts. This is the kind of belt that you should not buy for freediving, because freediving belts need to be flexible, so they need to be made of rubber. This is made of a synthetic non-elastic belt, so this is more a scuba belt and not a freediving belt. Why does the belt have to be elastic? Because you want to push them down on your hips, and also when you take a big inhalation and your belly sticks out, your belt has to be elastic. So this is an example here of what you should not buy. Amazon, again a belt that you should not buy because this is not elastic, so it says scuba belt, not for freediving. Again, don't buy. And yes, this is a freediving belt. It looks like Cressy Malta quick release elastic belt. Yes, elastic belt. So this is a freediving belt. Cressy, you know already this one. So yeah, that's a belt I would recommend. Let's take a look at Lazada. Here we have weight, quite affordable. This is like $3 for one half a kilo weight. Ships from overseas. Cressy quick release, that's the one we just saw, right? And what is this? Quick release weight belt, freediving. Yep. So there's different kind of buckles. Doesn't really matter, guys. It's not that important. Different colors. Sometimes when you see freedivers, you would think that the color is more important than the actual gear they're using, because you want to look cool. You want to look cool when you're freediving. Alibaba, $12. Looks good to me. $3.9. But this to me seems like a nylon one. Okay, so that is not for freediving. Dive in, 1 kilo weights. Salvimar, yeah, Salvimar, always good. Quality products from Salvimar. Stainless steel elastic weight belt, about $15. Freediver shop, dive in, a rubber weight belt. So yeah, when it says rubber, you know it is elastic. Lobster, also freediving brand, freediving weight belt. Different kinds of weights here. So you can go to the Lobster website and check out their weights. So this looks a bit different, pretty cool. And for the advanced freedivers, we can use neck weights. So in especially pool freediving, because you're horizontally on the underwater, right? Advanced freedivers don't really use that much weight belts. They use neck weights. So you put the weight on the neck. Looks a bit futuristic, looks pretty cool. This one, awesome. Never seen this myself. And this one is from Alchemy. Pretty cool. neck weights. So yeah, neck weights, they come in all kinds of shapes. So this is more like a personal preference. As long as it's a weight, it does the job, right? So how it actually looks like is not really important. So a weight like this does not only go on your neck, it also goes on your spine. So you could say with this kind of weight, the weight is more divided over your neck and your upper back. Summarizing, guys, my pick for the day is a Cresci Calibro Ultra Low Volume Freediving Mask. This one for suits doesn't really matter, but I would go with a neoprene suit, something like this. And for fins, go with the Cresci long freediving fins, those dark gray ones. They go a long way. If you want to get freedive ready and train your breath hold at home, then join my underwater squad, school.com/underwater squad. You'll get access to our full breath hold training system, live sessions, and a worldwide community. Click the link in the description, school.com/underwater squad. And if you want to watch another video with 10 tips for beginner freedivers on how to freedive better and deeper, then watch this video here. Peace in every breath.